Such theology is unjust and unreal, and is definitely not doing justice to the true Christian theology. There is no theological basis for making such demeaning and humiliating statements about the Christian faith and community. According to such false views of liberal theologians, the true deity of Jesus is denied. They wrongly present Jesus as just one of the many avatars. The sin nature of man and the atonement accomplished by Jesus are all rejected. In the name of making theology, they are murdering theology. They are just concocting an unreal mixture of the biblical and non-biblical terminologies without any reality supporting it. The liberal theologians crave to be recognized as excellent teachers, prominent Christian theologians, ordained priests, professors, etc. But they are in no way doing justice to the biblical truth and the beliefs of the church, which constitute the very support base for employing these theologians. By their faulty endeavors, the simple gospel of Jesus is prostituted, aborted, and rejected. Instead of contextualizing the method of communicating the gospel in the particulars of the cultural and historical context, the gospel of Jesus is mixed with the local philosophies, and the credulous students and readers take this poison as great theology. Here lies the great deception, perversion, and subversion. Such misguided pillars of the theological education prove to be a dangerous cancer within the church. Under the guidance of such theologians, thousands of teachers and priests have already been trained and are in service in various parts of the world with the degrees of BD, MTH, PhD, etc. One can only imagine the extent of the fatal damage this has already done to the church and the potential danger this poses to the future of the church. Such liberal theologians are training the students who will become teachers and priests in various institutions. Imagine what they could be believing and teaching the ordinary Christians. In fact, the training centers run by the liberal theologians are the spiritual abortion clinics strategically devised by demonic forces to murder the spiritual babies who would otherwise become great evangelists. This devious liberal trend, which is at work among the so-called Christian theologians and the Bible college teachers, is a very dangerous and evil trend. They reject the biblical gospel of Jesus Christ and make their own illogical philosophies and teach that to the students and readers. Such persons cannot legitimately claim to be Christians and much less recognized as Christians. But ironically, many such people probably teach in numerous Bible colleges and are in charge of training the priests and pastors of various churches for decades now. Such are the active enemies within the church. This trend in modern theology has virtually poisoned and divided the church at every level. Such anti-Christian liberal views have percolated and spread into the respective denominational believers and made them extremely liberal and insensitive to the biblical truth. Such perverted theologies have caused hatred among the mainline denominational Christians to the Bible-believing Christians, especially toward the Pentecostal Christians who stand for the biblical views and the pure gospel of Jesus Christ. The liberals often join hands with the non-Christians in their fight against the Pentecostal Christians. There was a real case of non-Christian men publicly questioning and rejecting the need of the death of Jesus for the forgiveness of sin during a routine Christmas celebration in a government institution. Even though many denominational Christian men and women were present on that occasion, only a woman staff who was a Pentecostal Christian would oppose it publicly. The liberal Christian men and women mocked the Pentecostal woman and silently supported those who questioned the biblical view. And later, over a period of time, the Pentecostal woman was systematically sidelined, ragged and harassed in the institutional political games. Here one can see how the demons of the false liberal theology are outworking themselves at the grassroots levels in the society to persecute the church. The liberals occupy positions of authority and power to control and capture the finance and deactivate the church. Today, many such liberal leaders are Christians only in name, for the sake of making a living. By their faith and commitment, they don't believe in the Bible and the gospel of Jesus. They are brainwashed. This is the tragedy of the modern theological education. Such pseudo-Christians occupy the positions of authority and remuneration in various churches and church institutions, but very few of them stand for the pure gospel of Jesus and preach it. No one should betray the truth for 30 pieces of silver. When one works with an institution and gets benefits from it, one ought to be faithful to its beliefs and be committed to its values. Hence, the faith quality of the church leaders must be ensured. A Christian priest and teacher must compulsorily subscribe to the Christian beliefs. They should not be allowed to harm the Christian faith and survive from the Christian money at the same time. They should declare their belief in the deity, death and resurrection of Jesus, and that salvation is only through Jesus, before they continue to occupy any position in any Christian institution. The church as a whole must evaluate its theology and examine whether its theologians are betraying the church. Because of the many perversions in theology, the word theology itself is now gradually acquiring a pejorative meaning. Knowledgeable people begin to have an aversion to such theologians who pose a potential danger to the souls of the believers. Any such theology is a bane to the church, not a boon. Hence, it is high time that genuine Christians must identify every theological fraud within the church and remove them from the responsible positions. I call upon the students, teachers, and theologians of the Bible colleges and seminaries of various denominational streams to have serious discourses on such challenging theological issues of critical significance. God bless you.